Déjà vu is not a glitch. It's your brain's trauma loop explained. Your kitchen looks like a set. Your name on a form feels like someone else's. The street you've walked 1,000 times goes uncanny. That drop in your stomach says, something's wrong. Here's the twist. It's not a glitch. It's your brain's trauma loop trying to keep you safe by trading accuracy for speed. I'm going to show you the real mechanism behind déjà vu, why it spikes under stress, and how to interrupt it fast. We'll start with false familiarity, then widen to the loop, dreams, and a simple reset you can run in under 2 minutes so your timeline steadies again. False familiarity as protection, déjà vu. Let's decode false familiarity without fluff. Déjà vu isn't destiny. It's your brain downshifting to feel safe when load is high. Under stress, your system chooses speed over detail. Familiarity equals lower threat. So the fast circuit stamps the moment, known, before the slow circuit loads context. That's the eerie sensation. Vibe arrives first, story is late. Why this matters? If you treat déjà vu like a warning, your arousal spikes and the loop tightens. If you treat it like reassurance, a safety ping that fired early, you stop feeding the spiral and give context time to catch up. That reframing alone reduces fear and shortens episodes. Here's the mechanism in plain terms. Your brain runs 2 checks on every scene. Fast familiarity. Pattern like this before? It's quick and coarse. Slow context. Where, when, with who, and what happened. It's slower and detailed. When you're tired, stressed, caffeinated, or overstimulated, attention narrows and dissociation nibbles at the edges. The fast system still pings, but the slow system lags. Result: a confident we know this feeling with no matching file. It's not mystical, just a timing error amplified by arousal. The thing most people miss is the protective intent. Your brain is trying to lower uncertainty quickly because uncertainty feels dangerous when you're loaded. Known buys short-term relief. The cost shows up when you believe the stamp literally and start searching for meaning. That hunt is gasoline on arousal and keeps context offline. Quick microstory. A client walked into a big box store after a short night and 3 coffees. Fluorescent lights, beeps, crowded aisles, bandwidth shredded. Bang! A sharp, "I've been here," hit, and her panic dipped a notch. She used to chase it. From where? Is this a sign? 10 minutes later, she'd be lightheaded and shaky. Once she learned to label it, false familiarity, reassurance signal, and then pulled one precise detail into focus, the wave broke in under a minute. Same store. New response. Okay, so what's the practical win you can get today? Use this 3-move mini reset. Name it. False familiarity, reassurance, not omen. Labeling shaves ambiguity. Load check. Rate arousal -10. If you're above 6, you regulate first, think later. Precision ground. Find one exact visual, tactile, or auditory detail. Deep teal on the cereal logo. Cool, smooth edge of the cart handle. Compressor hum far right. The reason this works is simple. Precision steals bandwidth from vague prediction. Your brain can't keep rehearsing phantom memories while it's busy rendering sharp, present-time details. As soon as even one verifiable new pixel lands, the spell weakens because genuine déjà vu can't coexist with confirmed novelty. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to remember from where. That search loop keeps arousal hot and widens the gap between familiarity and context. Others argue with the sensation. This can't be happening, which adds load. And many leave the scene fast. Exiting teaches your brain the sensation signaled danger. Next time, it'll fire louder and sooner. Try the one new, one true prompt. One new detail, right now. One true fact you can assert. New, the checkout light flickers. True, I'm holding a blue basket. Say them quietly. That stitches vibe to story and nudges context online. Now, before we go deeper, set the stakes. Misreading déjà vu as prophecy leads to avoidance, compulsive meaning-making, and a self-fulfilling loop. You'll start rerouting your life around a feeling. Treating it as reassurance flips the script. You'll regulate first, let context load, and keep moving. Real-world impact? Fewer spirals, shorter episodes, less avoidance, more freedom. Here's a fast, 30-second drill you can run in public without looking odd. Whisper the label. False familiar, safety ping. Breathe 4 in, 6 out once. Eyes, find 3 color patches, name one precisely. Feet, press heels down for 3 seconds. Ears, locate one sound left, one sound right. If you overshoot into anxiety, Add 2 more slow exhales. Longer exhales tap the brake. One more insight worth pocketing. The emotional tone you feel during déjà vu is usually your current state, not hidden meaning. If you're tense, the familiarity feels eerie. If you're calm, it can feel cozy. That's state tinting the signal. When you lower load, the same phenomenon loses its sting. Let me add a checkpoint phrase you can memorize for the next wave. Fast-fired first. Slow is catching up. It's short, true, and points your attention toward patience rather than prophecy. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this. Déjà vu is a protective shortcut arriving early. Label it as reassurance. Regulate until you're under 6/10. Then invite context by naming one precise, present detail. Stay long enough for the feeling to pass, so your brain updates the file. We can be here, and nothing bad happens. Once that clicks, everything else gets easier. In a moment, we'll map the full trauma loop that makes false familiarity more likely, and show you a clean, 90-second sequence to interrupt it anywhere, so you can stop spiraling and get your day back. The trauma loop model. Why your brain fakes familiar, déjà vu. You've seen how false familiarity is a speed over detail move. Now let's widen the lens and map the whole loop that makes it happen more often under stress. The loop goes like this. Trigger, overload, dissociation, false familiarity, short-term relief, avoidance reinforced. Round and round. It's not mystical, it's mechanical. And once you see the gears, you can jam a wedge into them in under 2 minutes. Start with triggers. These can be obvious, harsh lighting, a loud bang, the smell of antiseptic, or subtle, like a thought snippet, hunger, or that 3-coffee buzz. On a loaded day, even small sparks jump your system. Overload is what follows. Arousal spikes, bandwidth narrows, and your brain starts cutting corners to keep you moving. That's adaptive when a car swerves. It's messy in a grocery aisle. This is where dissociation slips in. Think of it as your system dimming the lights to save the circuit. Derealization flattens the world. Depersonalization puts you half a step to the side of yourself. Helpful intent, clumsy side effect. When the world goes low resolution, the details that anchor time and place blur. The brain hates blanks, so it backfills with the cheapest stabilizer it has, familiarity. Known feels safer than unknown, so the fast stamp fires. False familiarity lands like a confident tag. We've been here. It buys short-term relief because certainty calms. But if you take the stamp literally, you're likely to freeze, flee, or chase meaning. That chase fuels more arousal, which keeps context offline. If you exit the scene, the relief is instant. And your brain learns the wrong lesson. Good job, alarm justified, fire earlier next time. That's the training loop of avoidance. Biologically, the reason this loop persists is simple. In stress, your brain prioritizes quick pattern checks over slow context assembly. It's the smoke detector strategy. Better a false alarm than a missed fire. Evolution rewarded speed. Modern life punishes false positives. When your baseline is jacked by sleep debt, conflict, or screens late at night, the detector pings a lot. Now, here's the move that breaks the loop. Interrupt it at the level of state, not story. You don't need to win an argument with your thoughts. You need to change the conditions that make the false stamp persuasive. Use the name, load, ground sequence as your wedge. Name it first. False familiarity, reassurance signal. You're not debating, you're labeling. Labels shrink ambiguity, which lowers load. Then load check. Rate arousal on a -10 scale. If you're above 6, your brain is in protection mode, not insight mode. Decide now. Regulate first, interpret later. Finally, ground with precision. Anchor one sense with detail. The exact temperature on your palm, the deep teal on a sign, a sound located to your left at mid-distance. Precision forces the slow context system to boot. Put that into a 90-second reset you can run anywhere. Seconds -15. Name it out loud. False familiar, safety ping, not omen. Seconds 15 to 30, load check. If 7 to 10, commit to regulation before meaning. Seconds 30 to 60, ground 3 senses. See 3 colors and name one precisely. Feel 2 textures and describe them simply. Locate 1 distinct sound in space. Seconds 60 to 90, coherence breath. Inhale 4, exhale 6, 3 cycles. Keep it smooth and quiet. Most people feel their number drop at least 1 point by the end. And here's the key. Don't leave right away. Micro-expose. Stay for 60 to 90 seconds after your arousal dips below 6/10. While you remain, run a tiny ritual anchor. Straighten one item. Place keys in the same dish. Align a book's edge. You're borrowing routine to seed real familiarity. That's the file update your brain needs. We stayed while calm, and nothing happened. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to solve the loop with analysis while still at 7/10. That ties the déjà vu feeling to endless investigation, which your brain then marks as threat adjacent. Others sprint out of the scene, which pairs relief with escape, and many stack tools randomly. Novelty adds load. Keep your sequence simple and predictable so your body recognizes it as a safety script. A useful cognitive line to pair with the reset is fast-fired first, slow is catching up. Another, lowering load so context can bind. These phrases coach attention toward mechanism, not meaning. They make the experience coherent, which is exactly what your system is craving. A quick story for contrast. A friend kept getting déjà vu at the same intersection. She'd reroute and text friends for reassurance. Arousal started rising streets before the corner. After learning the loop, she ran name, load, ground at the intersection 3 days in a row, and stayed 90 seconds after dipping below 6 out of 10, straightening her lanyard as a ritual anchor. Day 1, arousal 8/10, misfire lasted a minute. Day 2, June 10th, wave faded in 40 seconds. Day 3, April 10th, no misfire, just a corner that smelled like bread. She didn't argue with the stamp, she retrained it. If you remember nothing else, remember this. The loop runs on speed and avoidance. You break it with precision and presence. Label the stamp, lower load, ground with detail. Stay long enough for calm evidence to overwrite the old prediction. Do that consistently, and your smoke detector stops shrieking at toast. Neuroscience without the jargon, the familiarity circuit. Let's pull the wires without drowning in jargon. Your brain runs 2 checks on every moment. One fast, one slow. The fast check asks, have I seen a pattern like this? It uses coarse features, shapes, layouts, lighting, rhythms, even the cadence of footsteps. The slow check asks, where, when, with who, and what happened. That's names, sequence, and story. Under load, the fast check gets priority because it's cheap and quick. That's why vibe can arrive first while context is still booting. The part most people miss is that familiarity and memory are different jobs. Familiarity is a feeling level estimate, known-ish, while memory is stitched detail. When you're tired, stressed, or a bit dissociated, bandwidth narrows. The fast circuit can still sample broad features and deliver a confident known, but the slow circuit that binds details is lagging. The gap between those 2 checks is the sweet spot for déjà vu. Vibe arrives naked. Story shows up late. Think of the fast check like your phone's autocomplete. You type con, and it guesses connect or conclude based on past patterns. It's fast and often right, but when your attention is split, it's more likely to be confidently wrong. Same here. The brain guesses known off partial input. If contextual assembly is delayed, because arousal is high or attention is tight, you feel the conviction of we've been here, without a file to match it. Now, why does this feel so visceral? Because your body treats familiarity as a safety cue. Known equals probably safe, and unknown equals check for threat. Under stress, the threshold for stamping known drops, or the opposite happens. The tag fails to attach and jamais vu hits. Familiar places feel alien. Both are timing problems at the seam, where fast checks meet slow binding. Okay, so how do you work with this instead of arguing with it? You force the slow system to come online by demanding precision. The slow system cares about specifics, time, people, sequence, and details. When you name one exact color, feel one precise texture, or locate one sound in space, you're telling the slow system, bind this moment. That binding is what dissolves the eerie split between vibe and story. Here's a clean 3-beat model to keep in your pocket. Beat 1, fast scan, broad features, cheap guesses. Beat 2, hazard bias. Under load, the brain tilts toward quick reassurance or quick alarm, so the familiarity stamp fires liberally or goes missing. Beat 3, context assembly. Given a little time and lower arousal, the slower network binds place, time, and sequence. When assembly lags while the stamp is loud, you feel déjà vu. When assembly lands but the stamp is absent, you feel jamais vu. Let me give you a simple test you can run anywhere to recruit binding. Ask, what's different? Finding even one mismatch. Seasonal display changed, sunlight angle shifted, background playlist swapped. Pushes prediction to update. Updating naturally recruits the slow system. Then pair it with one new, one true. New, a detail you've never noticed. True, a stable fact in this moment. New, the tile has a hairline crack. True, my heels are on the floor. That stitch moves you from vibe to story. Now, here's where most people mess up. They hunt origin. From where do I know this? That pulls you backward into a search with a hot nervous system. The search keeps arousal high, which slows binding, and the strange feeling lingers. The better move is present to precise. Pull a detail into working memory, breathe with a longer exhale, and let the slow system finish its job. Once binding lands, the conviction fades because the brain no longer needs the cheap known tag. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Déjà vu isn't prophecy, it's a timing gap. Fast fired first, slow is catching up. Your job isn't to decode a message, it's to invite context by lowering load and naming specifics. When you do that, the circuit does what it's built to do, bind the moment and restore coherence. So the world feels real again, and the stamp loses its grip. Dissociation drives false familiarity, trauma forward. Now let's connect the timing gap to the state that widens it, dissociation. When load spikes, your system protects you by dialing down intensity. Helpful intent, messy side effects. Dissociation isn't drama, it's an energy-saving mode. But when your brain lowers the resolution of experience to keep you from flooding, the anchors that tell you me here now get fuzzy, and that's the perfect setup for false familiarity to slip in. Why this matters? When anchors blur, your brain has to choose between uncertainty and speed. Uncertainty feels risky at high arousal, so it backfills. Familiarity is the cheapest stabilizer the system has. If derealization flattens depth and texture, or depersonalization makes you feel a step to the side of yourself, the fast familiarity circuit can roam unchallenged while the slow context network spins. That's the eerie, we've been here, vibe with no story to support it. What's happening under the hood? Think of dissociation as two tweaks: narrowed attention and disrupted tagging. Narrowed attention means your system samples broad, low-cost features, symmetry, lighting, layout, while skipping fine detail. Disrupted tagging means timestamps and sequence markers don't bind cleanly. Blend those, and you get low-res scenes that resemble many prior patterns. The fast circuit sees a match, stamps known, and the slower binding that would confirm or deny is late to the party. Okay, so the tricky part is catching the slide early. Subtle tells help. Time microskips. You realize you missed a few seconds of what you just did. Glass wall feeling. The room looks flat, like you're behind a pane. Autopilot speech. You're saying words, but not fully tracking them. Texture blindness. Surfaces feel generic, not distinct. These are green flags to adjust state, not to start a meaning hunt. Here's the key shift. Don't argue with dissociation. It's not a debate problem, it's a bandwidth problem. Your job is to increase resolution and lower load so context can bind. Use a fast, mechanical routine that doesn't rely on willpower or insight. I like the 5530 protocol because it's simple and sensory heavy. 5 textures. Find and touch 5 distinct surface qualities. Name them in plain words. Cool metal, ribbed cardboard, soft cotton, slick plastic, grainy tile. Don't rush. Feel temperature, weight, and edges. 5 sounds. Identify 5 discrete sounds at different distances and locations. HVAC hum far right, cart rattle behind, footsteps mid-left, distant chatter, faint music above. Locate them in space. 30 count, hold release. Take a comfortable inhale. Hold while counting evenly to 30, then slow release with a longer exhale and a soft sigh. If breath holds spike anxiety, skip the hold and do 3 longer exhales instead. Why this helps? Texture and sound discrimination force high-resolution sampling. That tells the slow system, we're here now, which reattaches timestamps. The brief hold, or simply longer exhale, nudges the brake system, lowering arousal so binding can complete. Net effect: the world regains depth, the false familiar tag loses authority. Now here's where most people mess up. They speedrun grounding like a checklist. Fast listing without sensing keeps you in low res. Slow, precise contact wins. Others try to decode the experience while still above 6/10 arousal. Insight at 7 out of 10 is just a fear rehearsal. Regulate first, interpret later. And a big one, leaving the scene the moment it feels wrong. That pairs relief with escape and trains your system to fire earlier next time. Use a neutral label to keep your brain from launching a story. Derealization plus a false familiar overlay. My job is clarity, not certainty. Then run 5530. As your number dips, do micro-exposure. Remain 60 to 90 seconds after you're below 6/10. While you stay, borrow routine to seed genuine familiarity. Align a book's edge, set your keys in the usual dish, wipe a 2-inch square. Routine proves continuity better than arguments ever will. Quick story. A student messaged me. Hallways felt copy-pasted, faces looked mask-like, and then déjà vu slammed in. She'd leave the building, shake for an hour, and lose the day. We practiced the neutral label, 5530, and a 1-minute stay after dipping below 6/10. Week 1. Episodes still came, but recovery shrank from 90 minutes to 25. Week 2. She could remain in the hallway long enough to spot a new scuff on the baseboard. That tiny novelty broke the spell because novelty and true déjà vu can't coexist. 2 upgrades that accelerate this. First, pair every move with a simple cognitive line. Lowering load so context binds, or precision beats prediction. Second, add a forward tether once you're comma. What time is it? And what am I doing next? A single next step restores sequence without feeding analysis. Common pitfalls to dodge. Crowdsourcing interpretations mid-symptom. You'll collect dramatic stories, not calming signals. Stacking too many tools at once, novelty adds load. And aiming for certainty. You don't need certainty. You need contact, precision, and a little time. If you remember nothing else, dissociation widens the timing gap where false familiarity thrives. Don't argue. Reduce load, increase resolution, then stay long enough for your slow system to bind the moment. When binding lands, reality regains texture, and the stamp falls quiet. Jamais vu, when the familiar feels fake. If déjà vu is fake familiar, jamais vu is fake unfamiliar. The place you know suddenly feels staged, hollow, or wrong. You're in your own kitchen, but it looks like a prop. Your name on a form feels borrowed. The route you drive daily turns uncanny. It's unsettling because your context is present, labels, layout, function, but the familiarity tag fails to attach. That missing known glue makes safe scenes feel counterfeit. Why this matters? When familiarity drops out, your nervous system can't borrow safety from "we've done this." If you misread that gap as danger, panic rushes in to fill the space. Then avoidance pairs with relief, and your brain learns the worst lesson. Leave when it feels wrong. Next time, the flag drops faster. Here's the mechanism in plain language. Jamais vu is the inverse timing error. In déjà vu, the fast familiarity stamp arrives before story binds. In jamais vu, story lands without the familiarity stamp. You can name objects, functions, and roles. This is my sink, these are my keys, but the vibe is missing. Under load, your brain prioritizes speed and continuity. If it can't secure continuity, it leans toward unknown equals unsafe. That's the tilt you're feeling. Now, the thing most people miss is that you can rebuild the familiarity flag on purpose. You don't need certainty, you need contact and continuity. Use the touch, name, function ritual. Touch anchors your body in place with a stable object you use daily. The mug, the doorknob, the fridge handle. Name recruits language to scaffold identity and role. This is my kitchen. That's my sink. That's the spice rack. Function is the bridge. Perform a tiny normal action. Pour water, set a spoon to dry, align a magnet on the fridge. Function proves continuity better than any argument. 30 to 60 seconds is enough to start reattaching the tag. Here's a microstory. A client's hallway felt like a hotel, every evening, flat off not his. He'd detour through the garage for instant relief. We installed the ritual. Night 1, touched the banister, named hallway closet bedroom, and placed keys in the same dish. Arousal slid from 7/10 to 5 out of 10 in 90 seconds. Night 3, added function, straightened a picture frame. Night 7, the weirdness flickered, then went dark. Nothing mystical changed. Consistency did. 2 crucial rules. First, stay long enough. The instinct is to flee the wrong feeling room. Don't. Commit to a micro-exposure. Remain 60 to 90 seconds after you dip below 6/10. That extra minute pairs calm while here with the place. Second, breathe with a longer exhale. For in 6 out, 2 to 3 cycles. Longer exhales nudge the brake pedal and help the flag reattach. Common mistakes to avoid. Forcing certainty. Prove this is real is a trap. You're rebuilding familiarity, not solving philosophy. Rapid scanning. Frantic searches scream threat. Slow labeling whispers safety. Room hopping. Swapping scenes every 20 seconds trains avoidance. Pick one spot. Finish the ritual. A quick win you can run today when Vécu hits at home. Scripted out loud, short and neutral. Fake unfamiliar. Safety tag missing. Borrow routine. Touch. Hand on the doorknob for 3 breaths. Name. Bedroom, closet, nightstand. Function. Adjust the pillow. Place the phone on its usual spot. Align a book's edge. Then micro-expose for 60 to 90 seconds after dropping under 6/10. Close with 1 forward tether. What am I doing next? Do the first step. Forward motion restores sequence and identity. Why this works? The familiarity flag is state sensitive. Contact and routine supply cues your predictive system trusts. Touch grounds you, naming scaffolds me here now. Function ties this moment to hundreds of prior repetitions. That triad is cheap, fast, and persuasive. Once the flag reattaches, the counterfeit vibe loses authority. If you remember nothing else, remember this checkpoint line. No omen, missing glue. You don't need perfect confidence to be safe. You need touch, labels, and one tiny action. Do those in order, stay past the dip, and let the tag reattach. Then, when the next wave comes, your body recognizes the script and calms sooner. Timeline anxiety, your brain's war with coherence. Let's zoom out to the glue that holds your life together, coherence. When the story of before now next phrase, your prediction system panics and starts overchecking. That overchecking is timeline anxiety, your brain's constant audit of sequence, place, and identity. And the more it audits, the more errors it finds, which inflames déjà vu and Vécu. Not because reality is breaking, but because the continuity checker is overclocked. Why this matters? A stable timeline is a body experience before it's a belief. If your days have shaky anchors, sleep all over the place, meals wherever, constant moving, grief, breakups, your system can't rely on rhythm. It compensates by scanning for gaps. Was this cup here yesterday? Did I lock the door? Why does this hallway feel different? That scanning raises arousal and primes mistags. You're essentially instructing your brain, spot anomalies. It obliges, then sells you certainty to calm you, false familiar or fake unfamiliar. The thing most people miss is how timeline anxiety shows up in everyday decisions. It's not just a spooky feeling, it's relationship sabotage, career indecision, and stuckness disguised as, I'm just being careful. You delay commitments because the future feels foggy. You reread emails 5 times because your internal clock is off. You can't start the project because time feels slippery, so you chase small certainties, checking, rechecking, doom scrolling for patterns. Meanwhile, the core rhythm that would restore coherence, sleep, sunlight, predictable touchpoints, keeps slipping. Okay, so how do we stop feeding the audit and give your system the certainty it actually trusts? Use the 3 R's: reality check, routine anchor, relational cue. Simple, boring, repeatable, because boring is what calms prediction. Reality check is short, external, and deliberately dull. Verify 2 objective markers and move on. Phone date plus calendar title. Street sign plus clock. Receipt name plus timestamp. 2 pegs are enough to triangulate, where in time, without spiraling into 20-point audits. The reason this works is that prediction needs just a couple of stable posts. Beyond that, checks become compulsions that keep arousal high and widen the binding gap. Routine anchor borrows predictability. Drop tiny rituals at the same times, wake, midday, dusk, so your nervous system hears the same bell daily. Think. Face the sky for 60 seconds after waking. 1 minute of longer exhale breathing before lunch. 2-minute tidy of the same surface at dusk. These are not moral victories, they're metronomes. Metronomes reduce the need for emergency familiarity tags because your body starts expecting the beat. Relational cue is co-regulation on purpose. Humans use other humans as timekeepers. A daily micro-contact, a 2-sentence morning text, a 90-second voice memo recap at dusk, a 3-minute walk with a calm friend, stitches past, present, future faster than arguing with thoughts. Keep it structured. 1 highlight, 1 challenge, 1 next step. You're not dumping, you're marking sequence. Let me show you exactly how to apply this in a messy week with timeline hygiene. Pick 1 anchor at wake, 1 at midday, 1 at dusk. Wake, sunlight on your face for a minute and 1 roll line out loud. I'm a student who submits the lab, or I'm a parent who preps dinner. Midday, 2 slow exhales and 1 precise, new detail to recruit binding. Dusk, Step outside for 30 seconds of temperature, tidy the same square foot, and write one memory breadcrumb. Today I emailed Sam at 3:15. 3 beats, same every day. Microstory. A client's anomalies spiked at 4 p.m. Jame VU in the office hallway, then hours of forum spirals. We dropped to 3:50 p.m. triad. 2-marker reality check, calendar and clock. 1-minute routine anchor, coherence breath, longer exhale. And a relational cue, H. Hallway done, number 5/10. 10 days later, spikes fell by half and recovery time shrank from 40 minutes to 8. Nothing profound changed, the beat did. Common mistakes that keep timeline anxiety alive, overchecking. More than 2 markers quickly becomes compulsion. Cap it. Optimizing apps before anchors. Analog first, digitize later if it helps. Night audits. Long recaps at high arousal keep you awake and jitter your clock. 1 line at dusk. Reflect more when calm. Before we continue, install a stop rule that saves you from spirals. 2 facts, 1 ritual, 1 human, then resume plan. If you haven't run those, you're not allowed to interpret anomalies. This preserves curiosity without feeding the audit. And if your number is above 6 out of 10, regulate first, longer exhale, heels heavy, then do the 3 Rs. You can't bind a timeline while your smoke detector is blaring. If you remember nothing else, remember this: coherence beats certainty. Rhythm quiets the audit. The audit inflames anomalies. 2 markers, 1 tiny ritual, 1 calm human, repeat daily. As the beat stabilizes, familiarity stops faking safety, and your timeline feels like yours again. Spiritual bypassing. The comfort story that keeps you stuck. We need to talk about the move that feels soothing, but quietly keeps the loop alive. Spiritual bypassing is when you use signs, synchronicities, fate, or cosmic tests to skip the uncomfortable, body-level work. It's appealing because meaning briefly lowers arousal. But if you reach for interpretation before regulation, you wire your system to chase stories every time your smoke detector blares. Why this matters: sequence. At high load, your brain hunts for closure. If you've trained it that closure comes from decoding omens, it'll drag you into analysis whenever Déjà or Jame VU hits. That locks in a cycle. Alarm, search, fragile relief, bigger alarm later. The trick isn't to abandon meaning, it's to put it second. Regulate first, interpret second, act third. The order turns belief into a resource instead of a compulsion. Now, the thing most people miss is how convincing urgency feels. Alarm wears a spiritual mask that says, if you don't decode this now, you'll miss your destiny. Real guidance can wait, alarm can't. Here's the field test you already know how to run. Volume, quiet or urgent. Body, arousal above or below 6/10. Evidence, 2 recent patterns or just a dramatic plot. If it's loud, hot, and plot-heavy, it's protection dressed as prophecy. Treat it as a body event first. Let's give you a protocol that preserves what matters to you. Regulate then reflect. First, regulate. Label. Safety misfire, sensation not omen. Load check, rate arousal. If above 6, insight is premature. Ground 2 senses with precision. 1 texture and 1 located sound. Breathe 4 in, 6 out, 3 cycles. Micro-expose. Remain until you dip under 6/10, then 60 more seconds. Then reflect, with a strict cap. Journal exactly 3 lines. 1. What actually happened? 2. What your body felt. 3. One kind, non-predictive interpretation. Add 1 values-aligned action you can do today that doesn't feed fear. Send the honest text, eat lunch, take a 10-minute walk. Install a 24-hour pause on decisions tied to the anomaly. If guidance is real, it'll be clearer, not weaker, after rest. Quick story. A client had a recurring, eerie déjà vu on a particular street corner. She'd call it a twin flame sign, reroute and DM friends. Her arousal started rising blocks before the corner. We ran regulate then reflect for 2 weeks. She stayed through the wave, grounded precisely, then wrote 3 lines and did 1 values action. By week 2, the corner lost heat. The message stopped bossing her day. She didn't lose meaning, she right-sized it. Common pitfalls to avoid. Collecting proof, while dysregulated, screenshots, timestamps, numerology. That's pattern feeding, not wisdom. Debating beliefs mid-symptom. Debate spikes load. Skill beats argument. Confusing relief with resolution. Feeling comma after a meaning hunt doesn't update the file. It postpones the crash. Here's the bridge phrase I teach to protect your faith and your nervous system. If there's guidance here, it will still be here after I'm calm. Say it right after you regulate. It preserves openness while severing urgency, which is the tell you're in alarm, not intuition. 2 upgrades that make this stick. First, pair every reflection with a values tag. This aligns with honesty. This aligns with stewardship. This aligns with courage. If you can't name the value, it's probably compulsion. Second, add a 72-hour rule for dreams. Log title, arousal, and 3 likely cues. Regulate. Take 1 small values action. Assign meaning only after 3 sleeps. That window starves alarm and lets real themes surface. What about synchronicities that feel laser accurate? Use the cool box. Write the action you think it points to with a timestamp. Recheck at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If it's genuine intuition, it'll be quieter, simpler, and easier to execute after rest. If it evaporates, it was adrenaline. Okay, so how do you fold this into your day without adding another ritual to maintain? Tie it to your timeline hygiene bookends. Morning, after sunlight. Whisper the bridge phrase once. Dusk, after you're tidy. Run 3-line reflection if anything weird happened. Tag 1 value. Set a 24-hour hold on any big decision. That's it. 2 small beats that keep meaning supportive and your nervous system in charge. If you remember nothing else, keep your beliefs, change your order. Regulate first to drop load. Reflect second to make kind, non-urgent meaning. Act third from values. Do that, and déjà vu stops being a project. Jamais vu stops being a trap, and your guidance, if it's there, gets clearer, because you're finally calm enough to hear it. Prophetic dreams, pattern detection versus pain prediction. Let's take this into the night. You wake up with a dream that feels too on the nose. A breakup, a fender scrape, a phrase someone later says. The tug is strong. Was that a warning? The better frame is simpler and more useful. Trauma heightens pattern sensitivity. Sleep rehearses risks your nervous system already tagged as salient. Dreams are protection simulations, not prophecies. Why this matters? If you treat dreams like fate, you hand steering to your alarm system. Alarm loves urgency. It pushes you to change plans, avoid people, and hunt for confirmation. That short-term relief wires a loop, spike, ritual, relief, bigger spike later. When you treat dreams as pattern memos, you keep agency. You can extract the theme your body is already tracking: avoidance, confrontation, time pressure, and act from values, not fear. Here's the mechanism in plain language. During sleep, your brain replays and recombines fragments marked important, emotionally charged, unresolved, or novel. When you're hypervigilant, more fragments get tagged. The editor relaxes at night, so scenes mash recent cues with older templates. The hallway from yesterday, a tone from your boss, a smell from dinner, a storm headline. The next day, if reality supplies a partial overlap, a red car, an elevator ding, a raised voice, your prediction system lights up. Hit. That's confirmation bias. You remember matches, forget misses. It feels uncanny. It isn't mystical. It's salience plus overlap. Okay, so how do you keep the signal and ditch the coercion? Use dream neutrality. Log, regulate, wait, then extract a theme and take 1 values-aligned action. No big decisions under urgency. If the information is useful, it'll hold up after sleep. Here's the exact template you can run in 2 minutes on waking. 1-line title. Elevator stuck with coworker, argument. Doors open to wrong floor. Body snapshot. Tight chest, 7 out of 10. 3 likely cues. Missed kickoff last week, avoided feedback, read outage article. Then regulate just enough to bring arousal under 6/10. 3 cycles of 4 in, 6 out. Feel your heels heavy for 3 seconds. Sip water. If the stickiness persists, add 1 precise environmental detail. Morning light on the curtain, to recruit binding. When your number dips, park the dream in a 72-hour cool box. You're not ignoring it, you're protecting your discernment. Why 72 hours? It gives enough context for real patterns to surface and starves alarm of urgency. In that window, you watch for themes, not matches. Do you see repeated stuck dynamics at work? Are you skipping lunch and getting edgy at 4 p.m? Is there an avoided conversation? You're collecting recurrence, not omens. A quick story to ground this. A client dreamt about missing an exit and crashing. She nearly cancelled a road trip. We ran dream neutrality. She logged, regulated, and waited. Over 3 days, she noticed 3 missed exits. Snoozed calendar alerts, postponed a dental call, skimmed instructions she needed. Theme: avoidance with consequences. She didn't cancel the trip. She added a rule: If arousal goes above 6/10 on the road, pull over and breathe. Otherwise, drive as planned. No incident. The dream was a pattern memo, not a verdict. Common mistakes to avoid. Changing plans right after waking. That pairs alarm with control and strengthens dream coercion. Hunting perfect matches all day. You'll feed confirmation bias and miss the theme your life is already showing you. Crowdsourcing interpretation while hot. You'll collect dramatic plots, not steady guidance. Use this morning microflow for the next 7 days. Log title, rating 3 Qs. Regulate under 6 out of 10 with 2 long exhales and heels heavy. 1 values action that fits the likely theme. Clarify 1 task, schedule 5 minutes for the tough chat. Eat lunch on time, step outside at midday light. Then schedule a 72-hour check-in. Did a theme recur? What's 1 small behavior that aligns with my values and addresses it? Keep it tiny. Themes integrate through action, not analysis. Now, edge case. A dream lines up exactly. Stay with the method. Log, regulate, wait. If the match remains strong after 3 sleeps, and you didn't feed it with compulsive checking, treat it as a high salience memo. Still act by values, not fear. Quiet volume, low arousal, and 2 concrete data points tomorrow are your green lights. Loud urgency, hot body, and story-heavy interpretations mean you're in protection, not intuition. 2 upgrades that make this stick. First, attach a values tag to any action you take. Honesty, stewardship, courage, care. If you can't name the value, it's likely compulsion. Second, pair the cool box with a timestamp. Revisit at 10 a.m. Wednesday. Intuition survives a pause, alarm hates one. That 1 line cuts urgency, the main fuel of dream-driven detours. If you remember nothing else, dreams simulate risk from what your nervous system already marked as important. Treat them like memos, not mandates. Log, regulate, wait 72 hours, extract a theme, and take 1 small values-aligned action. Do that, and your nights inform your days without hijacking them. Intuition versus alarm, a simple field test. You've got tools for Déjà and Vécu, and you've got dream neutrality. Now you need a fast way to tell quiet guidance from loud protection, so you don't let alarm drive your day. Here's the simple field test I teach. Check volume, body, and evidence. If you remember nothing else, remember the rule of 3. Quiet, open, patterned equals green light. Loud, tight, story equals break. Start with volume. Intuition speaks softly and briefly, then stops. It sounds like a clean sentence. Email Sam first, or take the earlier train. Alarm shouts, loops, and multiplies. If the message has exclamation points in your head and keeps spawning new demands, treat it as protection, not wisdom. The reason this matters is urgency hijacks thinking. Real signals don't need panic to land, they survive a pause. Next, body. Intuition sits in an open body. Soft chest, steady breath, weight in your heels. Alarm sits in a tight body. Clenched jaw, buzzing scalp, tunnel vision, cold hands. Put a number on it. If your arousal is 7 out of 10 or higher, you're in protection mode. Hit the brakes. 2 slow exhales, heels heavy for 3 seconds, 1 precise sensory detail. When your number dips under 6/10, revisit the message. True guidance will be clearer, simpler, and less insistent after you regulate. Alarm will either fade or morph third, evidence. Intuition pairs with pattern. Alarm pairs with plot. Ask, what are 2 real, recent data points that support this, and 1 that doesn't? If you can't name recurrence, only hypotheticals, you're likely in story. Look for boring repetition. The last 3 projects slipped when I skipped kickoffs. Not, if I don't fix everything today, my life collapses. Patterns point to leverage. Plots pull you into theater. Now let me show you exactly how to run this test in 90 seconds with a 2-track card. Felt sense on one side, data on the other. Right, volume, quiet or urgent. Body, arousal -10, 1 sensation. Evidence, 2 facts for, 1 against. Then take 3 cycles of 4 in, 6 out. Reread the card. If the message stays stable and comma, green light. If it fragments or escalates, you're in protection. Put it in the cool box. Recheck at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Here's a quick field example. You feel a pull to cancel a meeting right now. Volume, loud. Body, 7 out of 10, chest tight. Evidence, slept 5 hours, skipped lunch, and the meeting includes a tough topic you've been avoiding. That's alarm. Translate it. Regulate to May 10th, eat a snack, then send a clear agenda, and push the meeting by 2 hours. You didn't obey alarm. You converted it into a values move, honesty and stewardship, without letting panic steer. 2 upgrades make this test bulletproof. First, add a values tag to every intuition nudge. This aligns with honesty, care, courage, or stewardship. If you can't name the value, it's probably compulsion. Second, install a 24-hour pause whenever volume is urgent or body is greater than or equal to 7/10. Intuition survives delay. Alarm hates it. The pause is your truth filter. Common mistakes to avoid. Crowdsourcing clarity in group chats. More inputs amplify noise. Pick one calm mirror who knows your patterns, or stick to your card. Over-testing every small decision. Save the field test for medium stakes, relationships, money commitments. For tiny choices, act, then observe outcomes. Skipping regulation. Running the test hot guarantees alarm wins the mic exhale longer, then decide. Run the field test for 7 days. Track 3 quick notes per decision. Volume, body number, and whether the message stayed stable after regulation. You'll see a pattern fast. Quiet signals remain, loud signals morph. That distinction becomes felt, not theoretical. And once you can feel it, you stop handing the wheel to urgency and start moving by values, even when your brain throws a glitch. The Interrupt Toolkit. Break the loop in real time. You don't need perfect insight in the moment, you need sequence. The goal is simple. Drop arousal fast, widen attention, and bring context online before your brain builds a scary story. Here's the 5 toolkit you'll rotate like first aid. Name load ground, 5530, micro-exposure, ritual anchor, and coherence breath. Then I'll give you a tight 120-second stack that works anywhere without drawing attention. Tool 1, name load ground. Name it to shrink ambiguity. Safety misfire, false familiar, not omen. Then load. Rate arousal on a -10 scale. Above 6 means regulate first, thinking comes after. Ground with precision. Pick one sense and get exact. Deep teal on a sign, cool smooth cart handle, compressor hum far right. Precision steals bandwidth from prediction and nudges the slow binding system online. Tool 2, 5530. Touch 5 textures, naming them in plain words. Ribbed cardboard, soft cotton, slick plastic, cool metal, grainy tile. Identify 5 sounds at different distances and directions. Near chatter left, mid-range rattle behind, HVAC far right, music above, wind. Outside. Then a breath component. A comfortable inhale, a hold to a calm internal count of 30, followed by a longer, smooth exhale with a soft sigh. If breath holds feel edgy, skip the hold and do 3 slow exhales instead. This flips you from low-res sampling to high-res and taps the brake pedal. Tool 3, micro-exposure. After your number dips below 6/10, remain for 60 to 90 seconds. That extra minute pairs calm with the scene, which updates the file. Leaving right at the drop teaches escape. Staying teaches safety while present. Tool 4, ritual anchor. Do one tiny, familiar action you've done 100 times in similar places. Straighten a receipt, place keys in the same dish, align a book's edge, or stack 2 items. Routine seeds genuine familiarity without requiring certainty. Tool 5, coherence breath. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6, 3 to 5 cycles, nasal if possible, quiet and smooth. Longer exhales signal break to your nervous system and free up bandwidth for context to bind. Now, stitch them without scrambling. Use this 120-second stack, seconds -15. Name it out loud low. False familiar, safety ping, not omen. That sets direction and halts meaning chasing. Seconds 15 to 30, load check. If you're 7 to 10, commit to regulation first. If you're less than or equal to 6, optionally add a neutral line. Fast fired first. Slow is catching up. Seconds 30 to 60, ground one sense with precision. Heels heavy for 3 seconds. Eyes, lock onto one exact color label. Hands, 2 textures, naming temperature and edge. Ears, locate one sound and place it in space. Seconds 60 to 90, compressed 5530. 2 textures, 2 sounds, then either a comfortable breath hold to 15 with a long exhale, or 2 long exhales if holds feel edgy. Seconds 90 to 120, micro-exposure plus ritual anchor. Stay put and perform one tiny routine action. Say quietly, staying until my number drops 1 point. When it does, remain 30 more seconds. Then move deliberately. Let's run a field example, so it's felt, not theory. Grocery aisle, Déjà vu wave hits, chest tight. Whisper, false familiar, safety ping. Number is 8/10. Heels heavy, eyes on the exact green of a serial logo. Fingers feel the box edge, cool, smooth. 2 sounds, cart left rear, compressor far right. Comfortable inhale, hold to 15, long exhale. Number dips to 6/10. Straighten one product, ritual anchor, and stay 30 seconds more. Ask, what's different? You spot a tiny scratch on the price rail. Novelty lands, the spell weakens. Continue your list. Jamais vu variant at home. Touch the doorknob for 3 breaths. Name 3 roles. Bedroom, closet, nightstand. Function, adjust pillow. Place phone in usual spot, align a book. 2 slow exhales. Stay 90 seconds after dipping below 6 out of 10. Ask 1 forward tether. What am I doing next? Do the first step. Familiarity reattaches because action proves continuity. Dream hangover variant. Name, sleep residue, not prophecy. Load check. 3 cycles of 4 in, 6 out, heels heavy. Log 1-line title, rating, 3 likely cues. Place the interpretation in a 72-hour cool box. Take 1 values action. Drink water, open calendar, send a simple message. You honored the memo without handing it the wheel. Common mistakes that keep loops alive. Tool spaghetti. Changing the order every time adds novelty, which adds load. Keep the stack identical so your body recognizes it as a safety script. Speed listing. Rattling off textures and sounds without sensing leaves you in low res. Slow, accurate contact wins. Meaning hunts above 6/10. Insight while hot is a fear rehearsal. Regulate first, interpret later. Exiting at the drop. Relief pairs with escape and trains earlier alarms. Stay the extra minute. Small upgrades compound results. Pair each move with a brief cognitive line. Label shrinks ambiguity. Precision beats prediction. Staying rewires avoidance. Exhale frees binding. Those cues point attention to mechanism, which increases buy-in and retention. Add a pocket card in your notes app with the steps. Name, load, 1 precise sense, 2 textures/2 sounds, long exhale, stay plus tiny routine. Rehearse the card twice this week when calm, so it's automatic when loaded. If you remember nothing else, sequence wins. Label the stamp, drop arousal, increase resolution, borrow routine, and remain long enough for calm evidence to overwrite the old prediction. In 2 minutes, you can turn a glitch into a cue, and your brain will learn from the experience, not the argument. Rewiring the loop. Gradual exposure plus memory reconsolidation. Interrupt stop the spiral. Rewiring changes the baseline. The loop survives on 2 fuels, speedy alarms and avoidance payoffs. You'll drain both with gradual exposure and memory reconsolidation. Exposure gives your brain calm experiences where it used to predict threat. Reconsolidation edits old predictions while the memory is open and pliable. Together, they cut frequency, intensity, and recovery time. Start by mapping heat. Build a simple loop heat map with 4 columns. Where, when, body state and avoidance habit. Where, grocery aisle 3, the office hallway, your kitchen at night. When, late afternoon, after poor sleep, post-conflict. Body state, caffeine high, hunger, 7/10 arousal. Avoidance, route changes, leaving rooms, meaning hunts. Rate each situation 1 to 10 by how often you bail or get stuck. We want the 3 to 5 range. Learn zone, not flood. Next, design micro-returns. Pick 135/10 target and schedule 2 contacts this week, 2 to 5 minutes each. Preload a safety cue you already trust. Your 120-second stack, a friend on silent standby, or a short ritual anchor you've rehearsed. Success criteria are boring on purpose. Show up, run the stack, remain 60 to 90 seconds after arousal dips under 6/10. Collect 1 novel detail, and leave deliberately. Now the reconsolidation piece. Recall, mismatch, revise. You briefly activate the old file. This corner equals danger. You experience a mismatch while mildly activated. I'm here calm enough, nothing bad happens. And you speak the update in plain sensory terms so it sticks. The trick most people miss is state. You want moderate activation, enough that the old prediction is online, but not so hot you can't encode new evidence. That's typically around 4/6 after 1 pass of your stack. Here's a tidy 6-week template you can drop onto a calendar. Week 1, assessment and rehearsal. Build the heat map. Choose 2 targets at 3, 5/10. Write a pocket plan for each. Entry cue, stack steps, micro-exposure length, exit line. Rehearse the stack twice when calm, so your body recognizes it on sight. Weeks 2 to 3, 2 micro-exposures per week per target. Structure each like this. Prime lightly by naming the old prediction. Aisle 3 feels eerie. Run the stack to bring arousal down to 46/10. Stay for 60 to 90 seconds after the dip. Then collect one novel detail and perform one tiny routine action. Close with a values-aligned next step that proves continuity. Continue the errand, walk to the next marker, send a concise update. Log 3 numbers. Entry arousal, lowest arousal, minutes to baseline after leaving. Add one disconfirming detail you noticed. Week 4, do a deliberate reconsolidation session on the cleaner target. Stand in the spot, evoke the old line out loud, then read the new evidence you've collected. Here, my heels got heavy, I matched the deep teal label. My number dropped to 4 out of 10, and I finished my task. Keep your number around 4/6 while you speak it. Then do one brief in-place action and leave on purpose. That pairing, old prediction, new com facts, present tense language, and action, is the editing moment. Weeks 5 to 6, step one rung higher, or add a new 4/10. Repeat the cadence. 2 micro-exposures weekly, 1 reconsolidation rehearsal in week 6. Watch for trends. Entry arousal down a point, wave duration shorter, fewer avoidance detours. If you spike above 7/10 and stick there, downshift the target next time. Learning beats heroics. 2 accelerators make this work faster. First, breadcrumb memory. Snap one neutral photo, teal label, scuff on the floor, sun angle, or jot a single line after each exposure. Aisle 3, number 85 deep teal, stayed 90 seconds. Skim breadcrumbs before the next session. This primes the updated file. Second, pair each exposure with a tiny cognitive line. Safety false alarm, evidence updating. Attention follows language. Language anchors learning. Common mistakes that stall rewiring, flooding exposures. Jumping to 8/9/10 teaches unbearable, not tolerable. Stay in 3/6/10. Tool novelty. Changing your sequence every session adds load. Keep the order identical. Certainty chasing. Reconsolidation needs new experience, not perfect insight. Let evidence, not arguments, do the editing. Skipping logs. Brains remember drama, not progress. The 3 numbers keep you honest. Let's run a compact example so you can model the flow. Target, office hallway May 10th. Session 1, entry 7/10. Stack drops you to 5 out of 10. Micro-expose 90 seconds. Notice the hairline crack in the 3rd tile. Align a binder on the shelf. Exit deliberately. Recovery to baseline in 12 minutes. Session 2, entry 6 out of 10, lowest 4/10, recovery 8 minutes. Week 4 reconsolidation. Say, this hallway used to feel like a set. Now my heels get heavy, I match the cool grey paint, my number drops, I straighten a binder, and I keep going. Do one slow exhale, walk the length once. Return to your desk. Week 6, entry March 10th, wave absent or brief. Same hallway, new file. Last piece. Tie rewiring to your timeline hygiene bookends, so the system learns rhythm plus proof. After your morning light, scan your heat map and circle today's micro-return. After your dusk tidy, log the 3 numbers and 1 detail. That pairing, predictable beats and calm contact, quietly teaches your predictive system. We handle weirdness here, at this time, in this order. If you remember nothing else, map heat, start low, run a fixed sequence, pair the old prediction with calm facts, and collect small, boring proof. Repetition edits the file. The loop loosens not because you argued well, but because your body now remembers safety where it used to predict threat. Synthesis, stabilizing your personal timeline. Let's stitch everything together so your day stops triggering audits. The big idea is simple. Coherence beats certainty. When your body can predict a few steady beats, wake, light, downshift, human contact, your prediction system relaxes, the fast familiarity tag fires less, and binding happens faster. We're going to build timeline insulation with 4 pillars and 2 bookends you can actually keep. The 4 pillars are sleep, sunlight, stillness, social. Sleep anchors the clock. You don't need perfect hours. You need a consistent wake time within 30 minutes, even after a rough night. Wake time trains the rhythm. Naps before 3 p.m. can patch the day if needed without wrecking the next night. Protect the first 20 minutes after waking from screens. Your predictive system trusts light and motion more than notifications. Sunlight stamps daytime. Get outside within an hour of waking for 2 to 10 minutes. Face the sky and let your eyes do the work. If you're stuck indoors, go to a bright window and add a brisk hallway walk. Repeat a brief light hit in the afternoon. Light pulls your circadian gear teeth together, so sleep comes easier, and tomorrow's binding gap shrinks. Stillness is your downshift window, one low stimulation period in the evening. Dim lights, soften sound, cut hot inputs like news and debates. 5 minutes of longer exhale breathing, for in 6 out, plus 1 precise sensation mark, heels heavy into the floor or palm to chest, tells your nervous system, off-ramp now. Stillness is where memory consolidates and context binds smoothly, which is why anomalies are quieter the next day. Social is co-regulation. One reliable touchpoint daily, even small, a 2-sentence morning check-in, a 3-minute call, a walk with a calm person, or a hug held for 1 full breath. Humans are metronomes. We sync each other's clocks. Your brain uses other people's steadiness to reduce its need to overcheck your timeline. Now, the bookends. Temporal bookends lock identity and sequence at the start and end of the day. Morning bookend, 3 minutes. Sunlight or window, a roll sentence out loud, and 1 microaction aligned with that roll. I'm a designer who submits the draft, then open the file. I'm a parent who preps dinner, then put a pan on the stove. Roll action is how you mark me here now. Evening bookend, 5 to 10 minutes. Lights down, 2-minute tidy of the same surface, 3 cycles of longer exhale, and 1 memory breadcrumb. A single concrete line that begins today I. The breadcrumb is a cheap, powerful continuity cue your brain can trust tomorrow. Breadcrumbs don't have to be text. A single photo of something ordinary you touched, a 2-word note at lunch like blue mug, or a sticky with a timestamp and a verb, 3:15 emailed Sam. All work. They aren't for proof, they're for prediction. You're telling your brain, we're tracking the thread. Let me show you how to implement anchors at wake, midday, and dusk without turning your life into a checklist. Wake, step to light, roll line microaction. Total 2 minutes. If mornings are chaos, stage the action the night before. Put the water bottle where your hand lands, or place the notebook on your keyboard. Midday, a 60-second reset. 2 long exhales and name 1 new, precise detail to recruit binding. Add 1 relational ping. Midday green, 5 out of 10 calm. Keep it boring on purpose. Dusk. Step outside for 30 seconds of temperature. Tidy the same square foot. Run 3 longer exhales. And drop your 1-line breadcrumb. If evenings are slammed, cut stillness to 10 minutes. And drop only 1 category of stimulation, notifications or news. A quick story to make this real. A client's 4 p.m. spikes were relentless. We installed a 3:50 p.m. triad for 10 days. Checked 2 markers, calendar title and clock. 2 slow exhales and a text. H, hallway pass May 10th. Spikes halved, and recovery dropped from 40 minutes to 8. Same hallway, same workload, different beat. Common mistakes that kill rhythm. Optimizing apps before anchors, analog first, then digitize if you want. Expanding anchors until they become projects. Keep them tiny so you'll keep them. And doing night. Audits, long recaps at high arousal glue your brain to the day and jitter your clock. 1 line is plenty at night. Save longer reflection for when you're under 6/10. Now, connect the pillars to your tools. Treat weirdness spikes as prompts to run your 1 20-second stack, then immediately resume the beat. Name it, drop load, bind 1 detail, borrow routine, and return to schedule. You're teaching your brain. Even during anomalies, we hit the metronome. That pairing, skills inside rhythm, is what rewires predictions fastest. 2 simple upgrades multiply results. First, pair each anchor with a values tag. Stewardship for tidy, honesty for the roll line, care for the check-in. Values make the acts feel like identity, not chores. Second, attach the 24-hour cool box to your evening bookend. Any big decision born from a weirdness spike goes in the box. Revisit at 10 a.m. Intuition survives the wait, alarm dissolves. If you remember nothing else, build the beat before you chase meaning. Same wake, early light, 1 downshift, 1 human, morning and evening bookends, and a few breadcrumbs. Rhythm quiets the audit. When the audit quiets, your fast familiarity tag stops faking safety, your slow binding network catches up, and your day feels like your day again. The weekly practice, the 4x15 framework. Let's turn everything into a rhythm, you can actually keep. The 4x15 framework is 4 tiny blocks: regulate, reflect, rehearse, relate, 15 minutes each, spread across the week. It's built for low friction and high repetition, so your brain learns the beat and your tools fire automatically. Monday is regulate. Your only job is to lower baseline load and sharpen precision slowly. Start with 2 minutes of coherence breath. 4 in, 6 out, quiet, nasal if you can. Then run a careful 5-5-3-0. Touch 5 textures, naming temperature, edge, and feel. Cool metal, ribbed cardboard, soft cotton, slick plastic, gritty tile. Identify 5 sounds at different distances and directions. Hum far right, cart behind, chatter left, music above, wind outside. Finish with 1 comfortable inhale, a calm internal hold to 20, and a longer exhale with a soft sigh. Close by rehearsing your pocket stack once. Name it load number, 1 precise sense, 2 textures, 2 sounds, long exhale, micro stay. Don't rush. This block is your nervous system housekeeping. Wednesday is reflect. Use regulate then reflect with a hard cap, so meaning helps rather than hijacks. First, do 3 slow exhales and name 1 exact detail to recruit binding. Deep teal on the notebook. Once your number is under 6/10, write exactly 3 lines. What happened, what your body felt, 1 kind, non-predictive interpretation. Add a 4th, tiny line. 1 values-aligned action today. Send a concise message, step outside for sunlight, eat a real lunch. Then stop. If a decision shows up hot, put it in the 24-hour cool box. Revisit at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You're protecting discernment by sequencing skill before story. Friday is rehearse. This is rehearsal for micro-exposure and reconsolidation, not performance. First 5 minutes. Open your heat map and choose the next 3-5/10 target. Write a 2-step plan. Entry Q, your exact 120-second stack. Stay 60 to 90 seconds after dipping under 6/10. Collect 1 novel detail. Perform 1 tiny routine action. Exit deliberately. Second 5 minutes. Speak your neutral labels and cognitive lines out loud. False familiar. Fast-fired first. Slow is catching up. And staying rewires avoidance. Exhale freeze binding. Third 5 minutes. Stand, heels heavy 3 seconds. Match 1 exact color. Do 2 long exhales. Visualization is useful, but body rehearsal makes recall automatic when you're loaded. Sunday is relate. Co-regulation accelerates learning. Pick 1 calm mirror, a friend, partner, or voice memo to yourself. Share 3 numbers and 2 notes. Average spike arousal, average minutes to baseline, most used tool, 1 disconfirming detail you collected, 1 plan for next week's micro-exposure. Ask for a simple reflection, not analysis. Mirror back my win and my plan. Keep it to 15 minutes. Humans are timekeepers. Being calmly witnessed stabilizes sequence and identity more than another hour of thinking ever will. Now, how do you track progress without feeding compulsions? Use a tiny tracker after anomalies or exposures. 3 numbers, spike arousal, lowest arousal, minutes to baseline, and 2 notes, 1 novel detail, 1 next microaction. Review the week for 60 seconds before Sunday relate. You're looking for trends, not perfection. Entry numbers drifting down, recovery shortening, fewer avoidance detours. Progress often shows up in recovery time first. Celebrate that. A few smart constraints keep 4x15 sticky. Tie Monday regulate to your morning bookend right after sunlight. Pair Wednesday reflect with your midday anchor. 2 long exhales, then the 3-line journal. Run Friday rehearse before dusk, so you can test a tiny exposure over the weekend if needed. Do Sunday relate after your evening tidy and 1-line breadcrumb, so you close the week with coherence, not analysis. Common mistakes to avoid. Treating blocks as optional when you feel fine. Reps when calm build the muscle you'll need under load. Expanding a block to an hour. Scarcity keeps urgency low and consistency high. Skipping relate. Solo willpower is slower and noisier than a steady mirror. 2 upgrades if you want extra traction. First, attach a values tag to each block. Stewardship for Monday. Honesty for Wednesday. Courage for Friday. Care for Sunday. Values turn tasks into identity beats. Second, keep a pocket card of your week. Mon regulate, Wed reflect, Friday rehearse, Sun relate. Glance every morning. The map is tiny on purpose. Run 4x15 for 2 weeks before you judge it. You're teaching your system a predictable cadence. Calm, clarity, courage, connection. Rhythm quiets the audit. Quiet audits shrink anomalies. Smaller anomalies make rewiring easier. That's how your timeline goes from fragile to felt. FAQs, myths, and edge cases. Is déjà vu always about trauma? No. Déjà vu is common in healthy people and increases with stress, sleep debt, jet lag, and overstimulation. Trauma and chronic anxiety can make it more frequent and sticky by widening the gap between fast familiarity and slower context. But you don't need a trauma history to feel it. Treat load first, then meaning. Should I get checked medically? Yes, if anything changes fast, clusters, or comes with other neurological signs. Red flags. New frequent déjà vu episodes paired with headaches, nausea, a sudden odd smell or taste aura, brief confusion, or memory gaps. Temporal lobe seizures can present with déjà vu. Medications and sleep disorders can contribute. A checkup doesn't negate these tools. It rounds out your map. Is jamais vu dangerous? It's uncomfortable, not inherently dangerous. The risk is avoidance. Leaving the wrong feeling, place reinforces fear. Flip it with touch, name, function, longer exhales, and a 60 to 90 second microexposure after your arousal dips below 6/10. If it keeps escalating or interferes with daily function, bring in a trauma-informed clinician. What about prophetic dreams that match exactly? Keep the sequence. Log title, arousal, and 3 likely cues. Regulate under 6/10. Wait 72 hours before assigning meaning. If a theme repeats without you feeding it with checking behaviors, treat it as a high salience memo. Still act by values, not urgency. Quiet, specific, movable guidance is the green light. Can meaning and spirituality coexist with this approach? Yes, if you keep the order. Regulate first, interpret second, act third. Use the bridge line. If there's guidance here, it will still be here after I'm calm. That protects your beliefs and your nervous system. What if grounding makes me feel worse? 2 possibilities. You're speed listing without sensing. Slow down and increase precision. Or you're too hot for breath holds. Swap holds for longer, quiet exhales, and add a supportive stance. Heels heavy, back to a wall. If arousal stays high, downshift to an easier scene, then build capacity. My déjà vu feels constant, like a loop that won't stop. Medical check first, then reduce global load. Consistent wake time, morning light, low stimulation evening, 1 steady human touchpoint. When baseline quiets even a little, your 1 20-second stack works better. Track recovery time. It usually improves before frequency. Isn't déjà vu sometimes psychic? The brain is a prediction engine. You'll notice near hits and remember them. You'll forget the misses. If you want to keep space for intuition, run the field test. Quiet volume, body under 6/10, 2 real data points. Add a 24-hour pause. Intuition holds, alarm fades. Are kids and teens different? Sleep variability and development make familiarity tags wobbly. Keep anchors simple. Stable wake time, morning light, short grounding games. Name 5 blue things, and 1 steady relational check-in. Model calm labeling. Weird feeling. Let's breathe and find 1 new detail. Avoid lectures. Keep it playful and brief. Does dissociation mean I'm broken? No. Dissociation is a protective response when load feels inescapable. The work is capacity, precision, and rhythm. Label without shame. Bandwidth move, not a flaw. Then run your stack, micro-expose, and borrow routine until binding returns. How long does rewiring take? People often notice faster recovery within 1 to 2 weeks, fewer spikes in 2 to 4, and easier entries by weeks 4 to 6. If they keep exposures in the 3/6/10 zone, run a fixed sequence and log 3 numbers. Progress is uneven. Trends matter more than perfect days. Can caffeine, alcohol, or screens affect this? Yes. Late caffeine raises vigilance. Alcohol fragments sleep. Heavy evening screens push circadian timing. Aim for earlier caffeine, limit late caffeine. Protect evenings with stillness and dimmer light. You're not chasing perfection. Just enough rhythm that your familiarity circuit isn't firefighting all day. When should I pause exposure and seek therapy? If your arousal stays above 7/10 most of the day, if dissociation blocks basic functioning, if intrusive trauma memories flood when you try tools, or if safety behaviors multiply, a trauma-trained clinician can help you titrate activation, pace exposures, and work with memory reconsolidation safely. Final myth. If I don't decode the anomaly, I'll repeat the past. It's the opposite. Skills interrupt repetition. Regulation lowers load. Precision returns context. Micro-exposure breaks avoidance. Rhythm stabilizes identity. Decoding under alarm rehearses the loop. Practicing sequence rewires it. Here's the takeaway. Déjà vu, jamais vu, and intense dreams are protective mistags under load. Fast familiarity outruns context or drops out. So you restore coherence with regulation, precision, micro-exposure, and rhythm. Run the 120-second stack this week, and the 4x15 cadence. Regulate, reflect, rehearse, relate. Post your 3 numbers, spike arousal, minutes to baseline, tool used, in the comments so others can learn. Subscribe for the reconsolidation scripts deep dive next. And bring your heat map. We're updating real files. Appendix prompts, now you try. Heat map, list top 3 spike contexts, rate arousal, note avoidance. Pocket card, name, load, 1 precise sense, 2 textures/2 sounds, long exhale, stay plus tiny routine. Regulate then reflect, 3 lines only. Micro-exposure plan, location, duration, safety cue. Co-regulation script, progress tracker, arousal, minutes, tool, 1 disconfirming detail.